एसकेसी प्रणाम। 1947 15 अगस्त को भारत आजाद हुआ। आने वाले 2 साल में हम हमारे आजादी का 75वां एनिवर्सरी बनाने जा रहे हैं। हमारा पॉपुलेशन 1947 में लगभग 40 कोटि था और आज हमारा पॉपुलेशन इज 138 करोड़। हम 3.5 गुना बढ़ चुके हैं। हमारा पॉपुलेशन 3.5 बार बढ़ चुका है। वी आर 3.5 टाइम्स द पॉपुलेशन दैट वी वर ड्यूरिंग एट द टाइम ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस। जैसा पॉपुलेशन 3.5 गुना बढ़ा है, आइए देखते हैं कि भारत ने उतना ही तरक्की बाकी मामलों में किया है क्या। मेरा आंसर है नहीं, जी नहीं। हम सब जानते हैं जिन मामलों में भारत ने ऊपर होना चाहिए था, उस मामलों में वी आर टचिंग द न्यू लो एवरी ईयर। हर साल हम नए लो टच कर रहे हैं और जिन मामलों में हमने नीचे होना चाहिए था, उन मामलों में हम नंबर 1 पहुंच रहे हैं। फॉर एग्जाम्पल कोविड देखो। कोविड के मामले में, कोविड को कंट्रोल करने के मामले में इंडिया इज नंबर 2 नेक्स्ट ओनली टू द यूएस। पूरे वर्ल्ड में हम नंबर 2 पोजीशन पहुंच चुके हैं। सारा पोटेंशियल हमें है, हम नंबर 1 पहुंचे। ओलंपिक्स बोलो, स्पोर्ट्स बोलो, कोई भी इसमें वी आर टचिंग द न्यू लो एवरी ईयर। अगर हम देखोगे हमारा नेशनल हेल्थ, हमारा सोशल हेल्थ, हमारा पॉलिटिकल हेल्थ और हमारा करप्शन, हमारा ये सब चीजें आप देखोगे, करप्शन में हम 6th वर्ल्ड का 6th मोस्ट करप्टेड कंट्री में है। हमें भारत को बदलना होगा। भारत तब बदलेगा जब हम सब, हर एक आदमी, हर एक इंसान बदलेंगे। एसकेसी अलॉन्ग विद मिल्ट ट्रेनिंग फाउंडेशन अटेम्प्ट कर रहा है, कोशिश कर रहा है कि हम ऐसे प्लेटफॉर्म तैयार करें जहां पर हर इंडिविजुअल पहला बदले, और जब हर इंडिविजुअल बदले, एक आदमी इंसान बदलेगा, सामूहिक समाज बदलेगा, हमारा देश बदलेगा। इसके लिए कल शाम 1 नवंबर संडे, कल शाम 6 बजे से 8 बजे तक, 6 PM to 8 PM, दुनिया के अलग अलग कोनों में बैठे हुए ग्रेट इंडियंस, डॉक्टर अरुणागिरी, डॉक्टर मयूर एंड अदर्स, कोई यहां से बात कर रहा है, कोई सिंगापुर से बात कर रहा है, हम सब मिलकर अटेम्प्ट कर रहे हैं कि न्यू रेवोल्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया, एक नया एनआरआई मूवमेंट को आपको इंट्रोड्यूस करने जा रहे हैं। कल 6 से 8 लिंक भेज दिया गया है, आज रजिस्टर करो और कल बिना चूक, बिना भूले अटेंड करना। 6 से 8 आइए अपने आप को बदलते हैं, आइए हमारा भारत को बदलते हैं, आइए देश को बदलते हैं। कल शाम 6 बजे से 8 बजे तक। थैंक यू।
My dear friends, I am Dr. Arunaagiri Mudaaliar, here to invite you for a nation building activity. I am here to invite you for a program called as New Revolution of India, which aims at building individuals, and through individuals it is targeted to empower families and thereby to the communities and thereby the nation. This particular program was conceived by the legendary trainer, our mentor Mr. Apuresh Acharya, way back in 1996, and he propounded 6 human empowerment principles, namely effectiveness, self-improvement, respect, contribution, constructiveness and love. And it was this conviction that if any human being can learn, understand and start using these principles in his life, he can transcend himself from being an ordinary person to an extraordinary person. And when an individual becomes extraordinary, he also starts making his family, his community, his state and his nation extraordinary. And I'm inviting for the program on this Sunday, 1st November, from 6 PM to 8 PM, where you will learn these principles shared by individuals who have understood and who are using these principles in their life and have accomplished tremendously, both in their personal and in social life, and contributing greatly to the nation building. So I urge all of you to mark this time.
SKC Pranam. On 15th August 2020, we Indians proudly celebrated the 74th Independence Day, or 73 years of our independence. Come, let's have an objective look at India after completing 73 years of independence. Our population in 1947 was 45 to 40 crores. Today we are a whopping 138 crores. Talking about national health, we have the maximum disease in the world due to malnutrition. Our education system, 400 million illiterate people. Education standards touching new low every year. Our social health, we are known for rampant communal riots, practice of caste system in the reverse order, female infanticide, bride burning, child labor. Political health, let's talk about political health. Corruption totally institutionalized. Democracy thoroughly abused. Nexus between politicians and criminals is legalized. Legal practice, justice system is totally non-existent for the poor. And regarding corruption, we Indians are known for being the sixth worst corrupted country in the world. I can enumerate endless data of this nature. We Indians have brought this country to the threshold of destruction. That too in just 73 years. We certainly don't have much reason to celebrate our Independence Day. This trend of destruction of this once glorious country must stop. Rebuilding of the nation must start, and it must start now. Drawing inspiration from Professor Edward de Bono's similar experiment in Brazil, my guru, Apurish Acharya, launched this movement called as NRI movement or the New Revolution of India. God willing, our movement will one day bring the country back to its right place in the world. This movement is not limited to Miltonians or SKCians only. Any Indian citizen can join this rebuilding movement. I wholeheartedly invite all of you educated, thinking Indians to be part of this rebuilding program, this nation building program. And while I invite you to join us for the program this evening at 6 p.m., let me tell you that I am reminded of our mission statement that both MILT and SKC shares. It says, let this world be a better place because I came here. Today evening at 6 p.m., Miltonians from staying in all parts of the globe are going to address you. Let me tell you a few lines about this NRI movement. Traditional revolutions are negative and seek to improve society through the definition of enemies who can then be hated, attacked and overthrown. But this new revolution has no enemies. The new revolution has no dogma. It is based on individual people, their attitudes and their new perceptions. Everyone can become a new revolutionary of India. The new revolution is to be enjoyed as it is happening. It is not a sacrifice for some ultimate goal, but a positive, constructive step forward. Come, join me this evening from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. to understand the relevance of the NRI movement. Thank you. In our usual style, SKC Pranam to everybody. SKC Pranam. A Sunday evening and a call for a nation building program, a call to transform India, a call to transform ourselves. एक इनविटेशन भेजा था एक क्रांति के लिए. ये ऐसा क्रांति है, नई क्रांति, न्यू रेवोल्यूशन वी कॉल इट. इस कॉल को रिस्पॉन्ड करते हुए 132 लोग आज संडे इवनिंग, यू स्प्रेड योरसेल्फ, लाइक माइंडेड एजुकेटेड पीपल हैव कम टुगेदर टू हियर, टू लिसन, टू ट्रांसफॉर्म आवरसेल्व्स. आइए इस वंडरफुल इवनिंग को, लेट्स ऑल बिगिन दिस वंडरफुल इवनिंग विद द नेशनल एंथम. बुलंद आवाज में एक साथ खड़े होकर आइए सब लोग राष्ट्रगीत गाते हैं और इस बहुत बढ़िया शाम की शुरुआत करते हैं. लेट्स बिगिन दिस वंडरफुल इवनिंग विद आवर नेशनल एंथम. सो एक साथ शुरू करेंगे. शुरू कर. पंजाब सिंध गुजरात हिमाचल जब शुभ नामे जागे Thank you so much for joining in our national anthem. This was the handbook that I had dug out from my library, the handbook of the new revolution of India, which is penned down by my guru, Aporish Acharya. He drew the inspiration from a similar moment in Brazil by Edward de Bono. We look forward to transforming our country and having similar effects as that moment had in Brazil. The dream of my guru, Aporish Acharya, and to make that dream come true, we have so many Miltonians spread out from in different parts of the globe today talking to us as KCNs and educating us, telling us, informing us, helping us to transform ourselves and transform our country. जैसे कि मैंने इंट्रोडक्शन बताया था, 73 साल हुए हैं हमारे को आजादी मिलते हुए, and when I look at India, बहुत सारे चीजें हैं जो which I am proud of, and there are many things which I am not so proud of. It's high time we transform our country. It's high time we take our steps. एक हम और every individual, हमारा firm belief है, अगर एक हम लोग we transform ourselves individually, collectively, we'll have a transformed society and a transformed country. To lead us through this program, we have a great author, a successful author, a global trainer, a trainer of global repute, an international sportsman who has represented India at various sport meets, including Asia at 1982, a successful industrialist. I draw my inspiration from him many a times. He's been a Miltonian from 20 years and has trained more than 10,000 people for the past 20 years. Allow me to share with you his mission. His mission is to enable and empower every human being whom he trains and help them remove their barriers, self-created barriers, he says, and transform themselves to live a more powerful, purposeful, and prosperous life. With this mission, we have this author, global trainer, international sportsman, and a successful industrialist, happily married with 2 lovely kids. Students, parents, and my dear Miltonians, it gives me immense pleasure to call upon Dr. Arunaagiri Mudaaliar. Let us all give him a warm clap. And all of us together, and let's hear it from Dr. Arunaagiri Mudaaliar, who will take us through this program, the wonderful program, New Revolutionaries of India.
Thank you, Stanny. Thank you. Friends, how many of you agree with me that हम सब लोग हमारे मातृभूमि को और मदरलैंड को प्यार करते हैं और दिलो जान से प्यार करते हैं? How many of you agree with me? If you agree with me, just raise your hands or just type S on the chat box. How many of you agree with me? Just type S on the chat box. Thank you. Thank you, Manisha. I can see you all. Thank you, Rehman. Thank you, Sakshan. Thank you very much. Thank you. But so, how many of you also agree with me that हमारा जो देश है, हमारा जो स्टेट है, हमारा जो प्रांत है, वो जो भी लेवल में है, उसका कारण मैं हूं, हम हैं. We are responsible for where our country, our community, our society, our city is. How many of you agree with me? If you agree with me, just say yes on the chat box or just raise your hands, please. Ideally, I would love to just say कि जो कुछ भी situation है, उसका कारण मैं हूं, हम हैं. Thank you, Kumar. Thank you very much. Thank you, Tejas. Thank you, Piyush. Thank you, Dina. Thank you very much. And friend, how many of you also friends agree with me that अगर मौका मिले तो हर हम भारतीय or any human being wants to contribute to the progress, success of the motherland? How many of you agree with me? Again with me. If you agree with me, just raise your hand or just say yes. अगर मौका मिले तो हम सब हमारे मातृभूमि के लिए, हमारे देश के लिए कुछ भी करने के लिए तैयार रहते हैं, रहेंगे और करना चाहेंगे. If you agree with me, just say agree on the chat box, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Dilip. Thank you, Kaushal. Thank you very much. So, at the onset, I welcome each one of you. We are almost 150, 160 people here for this, as Stanny sir rightly said, for this national building activity. Nation building activity, जिसका हम शुरुआत कर रहे हैं, कुछ का हम लोग सब लोग काफी दिनों जान से लगे हुए हैं. और this program called New Revolution of India will give you an insight into how we can further accelerate the progress of our country. So I welcome each one of you for being present here on a Sunday evening and sparing your valuable 90 minutes for this program. So I really want to acknowledge and welcome you all for this 90 minutes. And हमारा दिलो जान से ये प्रयास रहेगा कि the person who logged into this program at 6 o'clock and the person who logs out at about 7:30 will not be the same person. आपको कुछ ना कुछ तो तब्दीली, कुछ ना कुछ तो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन आपके जिंदगी में आएगा. यही प्रयास के साथ Stanny sir and the entire MILT community has come out with. Okay, and I promise you we are going to put in our best effort. So I want to acknowledge first and foremost the CMD of SKC community, Stanny sir, for organizing this program, along with the joint director Loretta madam. So can we all just give a clap or say thank you to these two great human beings on the chat box? Say thank you very much and give a clap to both these sir, because ऐसे प्रोग्राम्स को ऑर्गेनाइज करने में काफी प्रयास लगता है, काफी एफर्ट लगता है, जो Stanny sir and Loretta madam has taken. So can you please type thank you to sir and madam? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, Usha. Thank you for saying that. Okay. And I also want to acknowledge all the Miltonians who have assembled here and who will be sharing with you for this program. दोस्तों yes, अगले 90 मिनट में आप क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं? फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट दोस्तों, हम हमारे जो देश के बारे में, हमारी जो मातृभूमि है, हमारे कंट्री के बारे में, वी वांट टू गिव यू अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ अ ग्लिम्स अबाउट इस महान देश के बारे में, इसका जो प्राचीन, इसका एंशियंट हिस्ट्री क्या था और इसका प्रेजेंट स्टेटस क्या है, इसके बारे में वी वुड टेक अबाउट 15-20 मिनट्स. बिकॉज आप जो बच्चे लोग, मेजॉरिटी ऑफ देम आर चिल्ड्रन हु आर हियर, मैं चाहूंगा कि आपको हमारे जो देश के बारे में, थोड़ा बहुत एंशियंट हिस्ट्री के बारे में, इसकी जो अचीवमेंट्स है, इसकी जो लेगेसी है, इसके बारे में थोड़ा बहुत आप जानेंगे, जिसके बदौलत मैं चाहूंगा कि ईच वन ऑफ यू गो बैक प्राउड अबाउट आवर कंट्री. We want to ensure that knowing about this small history about this great country of ours, each of us should start feeling proud about it. How many of you would like it? How many of you would like to know a little bit more about the great history of our great country? And through that, you will love to have a sense of pride. If you would like it, just type yes on the chat box. Yes, I would like to learn about the ancient history of my great country. If you feel that, just type yes in the chat box. Thank you very much. Thank you. Awesome. I love the engagement. Please keep the engagement high. I want you all to really enjoy this 90 minutes. दोस्तों, उसके बाद we will also share with you both the ancient history and the present, what is the status of this great country. उसके बाद you will learn about 6 principles, as Stanny sir rightly said. These are 6 principles given by our guru, our mentor, Apuresh Acharya, जो इंडिया के सबसे महान से महान लीडरशिप गुरु थे. और उन्होंने ये जो 6 प्रिंसिपल्स दिए हैं, आप हर एक लोग उस 6 प्रिंसिपल्स का एक आइडिया लेंगे, समझ लेंगे, These 6 principles which I'm going to talk about is effectiveness, self-improvement, respect, contribution, constructiveness and love. ये 6 principles आप जो हमारे जो accomplished speakers के द्वारा आप इसके बारे में समझ लेंगे और हमारा एक दिल से चाहत है कि आप इसका महत्व जानें. Because I can promise you as a teacher, as a trainer, that if you are able to understand these 6 human empowerment principles, अगर आपने इसको पहचान लिया, समझ लिया और उसको अपने आप में आत्मसार कर लिया, I can promise you, you will transform yourself from an ordinary person to an extraordinary person. Extraordinary person. How many of you children, how many of you gentlemen who are here, ladies and gentlemen, would love to be extraordinary? If you would love to be extraordinary, just type extraordinary on the chat box. I would love to be extraordinary. Just type extraordinary on the chat box. And that's what is the intention of this program. कि हर एक जो व्यक्ति इस प्रोग्राम में है उसको एक टूल मिल जाए, एक ऐसे कुछ औजार मिल जाए जिसके द्वारा you can make his life extraordinary, and that's what is the intention of this program. Okay. So this is what is going to be the 90 minutes, and you're going to learn from people who are really accomplished. आप ऐसे लोगों से आज आप सीखने वाले हो, those who are accomplished industrialists, entrepreneurs and businessmen, जिन्होंने बहुत humble background से आके आज उन्होंने काफी बड़ी फैक्ट्रियां और enterprises चालू किए हैं. You will also listen from some of the global leaders in terms of executives. You'll have people from Singapore who will be sharing. You'll be listening to people who are world leaders, who are real top executives, जिनके द्वारा से आप इस principle के बारे में सीखोगे, so that each of you will be able to understand the relevance. Because ये वो व्यक्ति हैं जिन्होंने इस प्रिंसिपल को आत्मसार किया है, स्टडी किया है. दे हैव स्टडीड इट, लर्नड इट, इमर्स्ड इट एंड दे हैव यूज्ड इन देयर लाइफ. दे आर रोल मॉडल्स, दे आर लाइव एग्जांपल्स ऑफ व्हाट these principles can do at the individual level, and how, as when you become a powerful individual, you can become a powerful community or a society person and thereby help to progress in this country. How many of you would love to do this? If you would love to learn from these great people who are there, just type it. I love to listen to these great people. There are almost about 10 to 12 people who will be talking to you. इस छोटे से अवसर में 90 मिनट्स में आप इन 10 लोगों को सुनोगे. I can promise you, आपका जो वक्त आपने जो इन्वेस्ट किया है इसमें से आपका जिंदगी can go into being an extraordinary life for your entire life. Okay, so friends, ये हमारा आज का जो उद्देश्य है, ऑब्जेक्टिव है, और मैं चाहूंगा कि आप you really get full value out of this. As I said, as Stanny sir rightly said, इस प्रोग्राम का नाम है न्यू रेवोल्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया. जो हम सीखेंगे दोस्तों, पहले मैं ये अगले 10-15 मिनट में मैं चाहूंगा कि आपको हमारे जो मातृभूमि है इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा, इसका जो लेगेसी है, हिस्ट्री है, इसके बारे में बोलना चाहूंगा. बिकॉज मुझे लगता है कि बहुत बार हमारे युवा पीढ़ी, यंगर जनरेशन आर नॉट फुली अवेयर अबाउट द ग्रेटनेस ऑफ दिस ग्रेट कंट्री. मैं चाहूंगा आप लोग से एक उत्तर लेना चाहूंगा कि ये जो हमारी जो मातृभूमि है इंडिया, व्हाट वाज इंडिया कॉल्ड इन द एंशिएंट टाइम? एनीबॉडी नोज व्हाट इज दिस ग्रेट कंट्री ऑफ इंडिया कॉल्ड एज? Yeah, I would like you to put it in the chat box so that I can accordingly acknowledge people who are able to give their answer. Okay, yeah, awesome. Yeah, you're right. Very true. Very true. Some of you have said this. This country was called as the Sone ki chidi of the world. Our great motherland was called the Sone ki chidiya. Just to give you an example, from the 1st century to the 13th century, we were the #1 economy in the world. The entire world wanted to do business with us. हर प्रांत से लोग चाहते थे कि हमारे कंट्री में आए, और our country was really famous for was the #1 in textiles, shipbuilding, iron and steel, spice and trade. Okay, इस सब क्षेत्र में we were the #1. We are the best educational institution. The Nalanda University, जहां पर गुरुकुल सिस्टम सिखाया जाता था, was considered to be the number uno in terms of the educational background. हमारे दोस्तों बच्चों, I want you to understand and appreciate this. Sanskrit, even today and even then, is one of the most ancient language of the entire world, and even today it is considered to be the most appropriate for the digital world. For the entire digital world, even today it is considered to be the most appropriate language. How many of you feel proud about this? How many of you feel proud about this? If you are feeling proud about this, just type, I am proud about this. Sanskrit is even today, in Germany, they are doing research to find out how they can bring back Sanskrit and use it again and revive it again. This is what is the beauty of this thing. Next one. Friends, this country of yours, this motherland of yours, it was in the past, even today it is called as the spiritual capital of the world. It is called the spiritual capital. हम लोग, मैं, स्टैनी सर, उदय सर, यहाँ पर जो लोग हैं, हम लोग पूरे दुनिया में घूमते हैं. आज भी अगर स्पिरिचुअलिज्म का कैपिटल माना जाता है अभी भी हमारे कंट्री, एंड इट वाज सो इन द अर्लियर पास्ट. मैं आपको और एक रहस्य बताऊं, among all the intelligent races in the world, we are even today considered to be the most intelligent race in the world. We are today considered. अगर आपको मैं पूछूं, okay, I want to ask you a few questions and you can just answer it. Who is the CEO of Google India? Anybody? Google World, Google company. Who is the CEO of Microsoft? ये सब जो बड़ी बड़ी कंपनियां हैं, इनके जो सीईओ है कौन है? अगर आप देखोगे, they are all Indians. There are 53 Indians who are the top CEOs of almost top biggest company in the world, and they are not by accident. It is mainly because we all are born intelligent, and this is what it is. We gave meditation to the world, and meditation is a technology which enables you to have thought leadership and thereby life leadership. Okay, this is what is the power of this particular thing which you are which you are learning here. Okay, awesome. So along with this is the fact again. I'm not saying this because I'm an Indian. ये मैं नहीं बता रहा हूं कि I am an Indian, but I want you to understand this, that by a DNA we are born intelligent. We are all born intelligent. I can promise you this. We don't have time, but we will, when we meet again sometime, we'll go into the details of this. So I want all of you to just type on this chat box that by birth we are all intelligent. We are all born intelligent. Indians are one of the most intelligent races in the world. Okay, this is one more important thing which I want all of you to get present to. Friends, now this Sone ki Chidiya which was there, how come we became a developing country afterwards? इसके पीछे का कारण है, I want you to just take a small background because it's very, very important. We were subjugated by the Britishers. और ये एक statement है which I want children, अगर आपको if you can see it on your board, I want you to read this thing. ये आप एक जरा अगर आप पढ़ सकोगे, you will understand the greatness of your country. Okay, this is given by Lord Macaulay. He made a statement in the British Parliament. British Parliament में उन्होंने ये statement दिया था, which was the statement before he took over the Indian Governor's Generalship. He says, I have traveled across the length and breadth of India. I have not seen one person who's a beggar, who's a thief. Such wealth I have seen in this country, such high moral values, people of such caliber, that I do not think we would ever conquer this country unless we break the very backbone of this nation, which is our spiritual and cultural heritage. And therefore, I propose that we replace our old and ancient educational system, our culture. For the Indians think that all that is foreign and English is good and greater than their own. They will lose their self-esteem, their native self-culture, and they will become what we want them, a truly dominated nation. दोस्तों, यही था अंग्रेजियों का जिन्होंने हमारे पर 200 साल राज किया. This is a statement of 1835, और इन्होंने एक गोल रख के उन्होंने हमारे ऊपर राज्य किया. दोस्तों, अगर मैं आपको पूछूं कि इन्होंने ये जो सिद्धांत, ये जो मिशन उन्होंने जो डिक्लेयर किया था, डिड दे सक्सीड इन देम? उन्होंने सक्सीड किया कि नहीं? आई वांट यू ऑल टू जस्ट टॉक टू मी वेदर दे सक्सीडेड इन दिस. डिड दे सक्सीड इन दिस? Unfortunately, the answer is yes. They succeeded. And सबसे घातक चीज उन्होंने किया है is to make us believe that we are second rate compared to the Europeans. This is what we have to transform them. हम लोग दुनिया के सोने की चिड़िया थे. They wanted us to start believing that we are not good enough. और इसी चीज को हमको बदलना है. और हमारे जो आज के जो प्रोग्राम है उसका जो मूल objective is to make you realize that our country is the golden land, was the golden land and will be the golden land. और इसको हमको जो 200-250 साल में जो ब्रिटिशर्स ने हमारे को लूटा हर तरीके से, और हमारे जो हर अच्छे चीज थे, और इंडस्ट्री, और एजुकेशन सिस्टम, और कल्चर, और लैंग्वेज उन्होंने तहस नहस किया, उसको हमको वापस लाना है. ओके और हमारे को उनके ऊपर कोई रोष नहीं है, बिकॉज दे वेर हियर टू रूल अस, दैट्स व्हाई दे डिड इट. ओके बी इट द वर्ल्ड वॉर 1 और द वर्ल्ड वॉर 2, उनका जो भी उनका सबसे ज्यादा बोझ किन्होंने उठाया? Who actually shouldered all the expenses in terms of man, material and machinery? It was done by our motherland, my friends. Okay, so that's the reason why when we got independence, we were actually in a very impoverished, divided place. जो सोने की चिड़िया था, जो golden land was made into a real poor country, divided, and culturally and socially it was totally divided. दोस्तों इसके बाद जैसे सैनी सर ने बताया 74 years we have done a lot of progress. Let me just give you the thing. We have done progress. Of course, we could have done better, but we have done some progress. India is today the largest democratic country in the world, largest democracy in the world. 90% of Indian population is below 35 years. We are the largest middle class population. We are 7th largest in country area. We are the 2nd largest army. We are a nuclear power state. Our economy is $2.62 trillion. From 2014 to 18, we were the fastest growing economy in the world. We have a foreign exchange reserves of $406 billion. We have got the 4th largest automobile company. We are the top 10 in pharmaceuticals. We are the world's fastest growing telecom country. We have got $210 billion tourism company. We are the fastest growing service sector with 52% contributing to our GDP. And we have a high consumption based economy. Similarly, if you see, we are the largest milk producing cooperative in the world. We have one of the fastest growing IT industry. We are the highest growing e-commerce market. We are 2nd largest smartphone manufacturing market. We could do the Mangalyaan Mars expedition. Indian stock market is number 1 in Asia and the top 10 in the world. दोस्तों ये सब हमारे achievements हैं, और मैं चाहूंगा जैसे सर ने बताया, स्टैनी सर ने, कि we have to be proud about this achievement even though we could do much better. और आज का जो प्रोग्राम है, इसकी जो पार्श्वभूमि है, इसकी जो बैकग्राउंड है, it is for us to understand the greatness of our motherland or our achievements today. At the same time, we also want to know the challenges which we have got. We still have 28% of the people who are below the poverty line. हमारा आज भी unemployment is very high, 6.1%. आज भी हमारे देश में corruption है. We are among the 80th out of the 196 people. We are still not very good in ease of doing business. हमारे जो poor और rich के बीच में का जो फर्क है, ये काफी बड़ा है. ये सब challenges हैं और इसको हमको फेस करना है. अगर मैं आपको ये पूछूं, ये सब जो प्रॉब्लम्स है, इसको सॉल्व कौन करेगा? कैन यू प्लीज गिव मी अ आंसर ऑन द चैट बॉक्स. ये प्रॉब्लम्स जो है, ये प्रॉब्लम्स को सॉल्व कौन करेगा? Who will solve this problem? Yes, absolutely right. Children, you're right. You said it. It has to be solved by us. दोस्तों इसी के बेसिस पर our mentor has come out with his 6 new revolution principles. जो उनका सोच था, This was started in 1996. उनका सोच था अगर हर भारतीय, if they can start using these 6 principles, they can transform them as an individual. जब individual powerful होगा तो automatically family powerful होगी. जब family powerful होगा तो automatically the community will be powerful. When the community becomes powerful, the state will become powerful. The state becomes powerful, the country becomes powerful. दोस्तों इसकी जो दारो मदार है वो हमारे ऊपर है. We are responsible for this, as you all beautifully said in your comment box. अगर बदल लाना है, अगर हमारे को वापस हमारे देश को सोने की चिड़िया बनाना है, गोल्डन लैंड बनाना है, तो कोई बाहर से आके नहीं बनाएगा. जैसा स्टैनी सर ने बताया, it has to be done by us, and that's exactly what is the objective of this particular program which we are doing. और दोस्तों ये जो 6 principles जो आज आप सीखने वाले हो, they are as follows. I want you to understand this, that these are the 6 principles which we will learn today. Effectiveness, self-improvement, respect, contribution, constructiveness, and love. तो ये 6 principles आप आज ऐसे लोगों से सीखोगे जो इस 6 principle, human empowerment principles को आत्मसात किया है और उन्होंने इसको उनके जिंदगी में यूज करके they have achieved great personal and professional and social contribution to the world. Okay? So friends, this is what is the basic objective or the context of what we are going to learn today. So dosto, with this small introduction, I want to call upon the first person who is going to come and teach you about these 6 principles in a short abbreviated manner. This person is a great human being. This person is a born leader. This person is a first generation entrepreneur running a great business, the huge impact. He is also the president of the Mumbai MILT chapter and is also a highly spiritual person. Friends, with great pleasure, I would like to call upon this gentleman to teach us all these 6 principles in detail. My call goes to the president of the Mumbai MILT chapter, Miltonian Uday Korelia. So can we give a big round of applause to sir as he comes over.
Thank you, Arunaagiri. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. Good evening to one and all. And I welcome you on behalf of MILT to this new revolution of India session, which we call it as NRI movement, which is a brainchild of our mentor Aparesh Acharya. And as a lot has been said about Aparesh Acharya, that he has been a legendary trainer, and not only that, he is a winner of the most coveted trophy, world's best trainer at Dell Carnegie Institute. And he has put in a lot of efforts and a lot of thought process behind coming out with NRI movement. So let me assure you that all the NRI movement and all its principles are based on the behavioral science. So these are all very, very scientific principles. All right. So let's proceed. Right. So why there is a need for NRI movement? A lot has been said. My dear friend Stanny Pinto has already mentioned about the problem in his invitation in the video recording. He had mentioned about all the problem that we are facing. And most of us are aware about it. Arunaagiri also mentioned about it. So the very objective of NRI movement, as Arunaagiri said, is to bring back the golden era of our country, bring back our glory and make our country as what my dear friend Arunaagiri says, Sone ki chidiya. So this is the sole objective of NRI movement. Okay. Now, when we talk about revolution, we are saying new revolution of India. When we talk about revolution, this is the picture that comes to our mind, isn't it? Because so far in history, if you check, all the revolutions had blood, had battle, had fight, had killings, had struggle, had enemies, and all that. All the revolution that has happened so far had all these negative things, as you see in the picture. Are we also talking about the same revolution? Is this the revolution that we want to do? No, absolutely not. Our revolution is totally different from that. In new revolution of India, instead of bullets and bombs, we will be focusing on change of perception and introduction of value system in our society. Unlike all the previous revolutions, this revolution is inclusive because there are no enemies here. Here everyone is together, and this revolution aims at, a complete comprehensive growth of every individual. In this revolution, there is no one to be conquered from outside or nothing to be conquered outside. हमें बाहर से कुछ जीतना नहीं है, किसी के ऊपर जीतना नहीं है, हमें अपने आप के ऊपर जीतना है. We have to conquer our own self, and that is the gist of new revolution of India. Actually, in MILT we call it as a re-evolution. So our revolution is a re-evolution. Now, evolution means growth. We are all been growing physically. हम लोग physiology dimensions में हम लोग पहले बंदर थे, उसमें से इंसान हो गए, and we have been growing in our evolution. So same thing. This revolution, focus is on the re-evolution. मतलब वापस से हमको growth करना है. Now, in this new revolution, we will have new perceptions, new skills, new attitude, new thoughts, new action, new achievements. In short, we want to create a new world which is full of promises, growth, harmony, beauty, and love. कहते हैं ना कि छोड़ो कल की बातें, कल की बात पुरानी, नए दौर में लिखेंगे मिलकर नई कहानी, हम हिंदुस्तानी. In our new revolution, there will be, instead of attacks, there will be constructions. किसी के ऊपर हमला नहीं करना है. We have to build things because there are no enemies. Instead of criticism, there will be a new design of behavior, wherein we will be focusing on what is right for the country and what is good for the country, instead of focusing on who is right for the country or who is good for the country. That is secondary in this revolution. What is right and what is good, that is the primary objective. Instead of violence, we will have a change of perceptions. What is the root cause of violence? Violence क्यों होता है? The root cause of violence is a difference of opinion. And here we are focusing on trying to see things from other person's point of view. We will be educating that try to see the difference, why other person is giving different opinion. Try to see things from his angle. For an example, let me show you my mobile phone. If I show you this, and if I ask you what is the shape of this mobile phone, all of us, we will say it's a big rectangle, isn't it? But now imagine, I ask the same question to a person who is sitting above. What would be his reaction? He would say it is just a straight small line like this, because he will see only this. Is he wrong? No way. Are we wrong? Absolutely not. He is also right. We are also right. And that is where we are going to educate. This revolution is educate to see things from other person's point of view. So there won't be any violence in this movement. This revolution is all about organizing ourselves, not focus on organizing others. दूसरों को ठीक नहीं करना है, हमें पहले अपने आप को ठीक करना है. As Gandhi ji said, be the change that you want to see. अगर change देखना चाहते हो तो खुद ही वो change बनो. And that is where is the focus. of this revolution. So, Arunaagiri mentioned about, the great talent, the pool of talent that we have in our country. Now, despite of that, why there are so many problems that we highlighted earlier? We have a great pool of talents and intelligence in our country. The only thing is, this talent and intelligence is not directed in right direction. They are dissipated. We have many talented and intelligent people, but unfortunately, some of them are either selfish, so they are using their talent and intelligence for their selfish purpose. Some of them are the rebels, so they neutralizes the effort made by selfish people. And some of us are passive. बहुत बहुत लोग हम में से ये सोचते हैं कि मैं क्या कर सकता हूं, leave it. So it is like a rope pulling. On one hand, the selfish people are using all their energy in one direction to their selfish purpose. On the other hand, the rebels are also neutralizing, using all their energy in other direction. And that is why there is no progress. All the energies are neutralized. So here, we want to give you a formula with which we can steer and direct all the energies in one direction so that it can be effective and we can really progress. And that formula is what you see at the bottom, Esir Kokol, what my dear friend Arunaagiri mentioned about it. They are the 6 principles: effectiveness, self-improvement, respect, constructive contribution, and love. So Esir Kokol is the formula with which we steer all our energy towards the progress, towards the construction of nation. Let us understand each principles one by one. So first is effectiveness. Effectiveness, my friend, in a simple language, is a setting out to do a thing and doing it. It is just do it, as you see in the Nike advertisement. Just do it. My friend Arunaagiri mentioned about the Sone Ki Chidiya. Once upon a time, India was a Sone Ki Chidiya, and everybody was looking up to us. The main reason was 1,000 years ago, our ancestors were very effective. Our ancestors, they believed in the Samkhya philosophy. They believed that any action that is fired with 3 things. One is the right purpose or the right vision. Second is the right planning or the right design. And third is a zero defect execution of the project that you want to do. With these 3 things, they believe that anything under the sky is possible to achieve. Our ancestors, they believed in creating their own destiny. They believed that their destiny was in their hands. And that's why they were effective. And India was a Sone Ki Chidiya. But unfortunately, we were ruled by the outsiders and also the people who manipulated religion. They had brainwashed our mind and they had conditioned us that nothing is in your hand. And you just do your effort, God will, Bhagwan dekh lega. And that is how we became a generation of fatalists. And there is a need for us to become follow the same philosophy now. First, we have got to believe in ourselves that whatever we want to achieve, it's in our hand to achieve. And that is how we can be effective. Effectiveness has 3 dimensions. The first dimension is control. It is about control of our own thought process and our own actions. Whatever we think, we have to translate all our thought process into action. Otherwise, it will only remain dream. हम बहुत कुछ सपने देखते हैं, हमें बहुत कुछ करना होता है, हमारे बहुत कुछ ख्याल आते हैं, थॉट प्रोसेस आते हैं, बट वो ख्याल में ही रहते हैं unless we translate into action. And we have to make sure that we have to take the action and achieve the result. ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि बस एक थोड़ा एफर्ट कर दिया, बाकी अभी ऊपर वाले की मर्जी है, होना है तो होगा. It is in our control. We have to believe that all our actions are in our control. The second dimension is confidence. We have to have confidence in our own ability. Whatever task that we take up, we have to have confidence and we have to back ourselves that we have it in us. We have the ability in us to achieve that every time. Look at the great cricketers like Virat Kohli or Sachin Tendulkar. आपने देखा होगा कि irrespective of any situation, whenever they go out to bat, they believe in their own ability. And irrespective of the condition, they back themselves that with their talent, they are going to win. And that is the reason they make India win 9 out of 10 times. And that sort of confidence we have to develop in ourselves, in our ability, that we can achieve what we desire to achieve. And third, and most important, is discipline. We have to have discipline, my dear friends, that we have to have patience. Discipline in patience, in perseverance. Stop not till the task is achieved, said Swami Vivekananda. We have to have discipline in our focus. So once we have control, confidence, and discipline, then we develop a habit of effectiveness. It's very important to develop this habit. It's about even in the small tasks that we do. Even if you learn cooking, develop a habit to cook very effective food. So effectiveness, my dear friend, is a habit. Once you cultivate this habit, it will be reflected in all the dimensions, all the walks of your life. Whether it is your personal life, professional life, then effectiveness becomes the habit. Effectiveness is the roadmap for the change that we are talking about. The next principle is self-improvement. Friends, behavioral scientists have found out that 90% of the people, they go to their grave or crematorium by utilizing only 5 to 10% of their potentials. That means we have a huge, enormous possibility of exploring ourselves. 90% of our hidden potential we don't utilize. So self-improvement is a continuous process. We have to improve in all our direction, be it physical, be it emotional, be it intellectual, be it spiritual, in all dimensions together. Let us focus on the areas that we can improve upon. The first area, we have to improve on our positive attitude. My dear friends, Stanny, Pinto, and Arunaagiri mention about the talents that we have. We have no dearth of talent in our country. We have no dearth of skill or the knowledge in our country. This is one area that we have to work and improve upon, and that is positive attitude. We have so much of a negativity around us, and in this, it is quite likely that we will be influenced by the negativity around us. But positive attitude is an ability to focus on the right thing, on the good thing, on the constructive thing, on the best things. It is said in behavioral science that what you focus grows upon. That means a person with a positive attitude, he may be having only 2 to 3 rights out of 10 in his life, but he has got ability to focus on those 2 rights. And when you focus on the 2 rights, those rights will become so big, it will grow and it will become so big that the 8 wrongs of your life will become insignificant. वो आपको नजर में नहीं आएगा. जो आदमी को पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड है ना, he will focus only, and that one positive thing is enough for him. It can change his life. Uska opposite, negative attitude, person may be having 9 rights in his life out of 10, only one wrong in his life, but he'll focus on that one wrong. And that one wrong will become so big in his life that he will not be able to see the 9 rights of which is there in his life. So count your blessing. Positive attitude is the foundation, is a force with which we can conquer anything in this world. The second area, we can focus on our habits. We may be having, especially the bad habits, what we call. It may be a laziness. It may be a procrastination. It may be an addiction, maybe cigarette or alcohol or some addictions. Friends, these bad habits are like anchors. They hold us. They hold us. They will not allow us to progress. Imagine a great bigger ship at the shore but anchored. It's of no use. It cannot go to the high sea. If you have to go to the high sea, you have to de-anchor yourself. Then only you can fly high. And these bad habits are the anchors. We have to cut these anchors. Well, it may not happen. It may not happen overnight, but you have to slowly progress over it. And once you conquer it, it's a victory over the mind. Swami Vivekananda said that the biggest victory is a victory over your mind. And third area is getting better continuously. We have to map everyday living and make sure that our today is a yesterday plus. And for that, our mentor Aparesh Acharya has given us a beautiful technique. We call it as a technique of editing. जैसे film में edit करते हैं. They shoot and they edit unwanted things. Similarly, before going to bed, if you recall your entire day and think about all the situation or the people that you have dealt with, you find that you could have, in some part, you will find that you could have dealt better. All those things. Take a note of it and don't let it happen again. That is how we can do editing. And the fourth area is acquiring a new skill. Try to learn a new skill every day. It keeps us, motivated. It gives us enthusiasm, and it will not, allow us to focus on the negative things. That's very important. The third principle is respect. What is respect, my dear friend? Respect is a protection of basic human rights. Friend, each one of us are unique and special because there wasn't anybody, there is not anybody, and there will not be anybody who looks exactly like us, who behaves exactly like us, who expresses exactly like us. So we all are special and we deserve respect. So like we deserve respect for ourselves, the other people also deserve the respect. Because respecting people are what matters the most in life. My Guru Aparesh always said that, there are many miserable people and people around us and he doesn't know them, but he knows for sure why they are miserable. And the reason was they do not enjoy they enjoy lousy relationship with the people who really matter in their life. And the happy people has beautiful and harmonious relationship with the people who really matters in their life. Third is appreciation. Appreciation is a form of respect. Appreciation is respecting acknowledging the people, the other people who achieve big things. Because appreciation inspires us to do the same thing. Look at the football or cricket. Whenever somebody does a goal or whenever, somebody takes a wicket, entire team they celebrate, entire team they appreciate. And that is how the others are also inspired to do the great things, isn't it? The next principle is constructive. Friends, now with effectiveness, we have got the roadmap for bringing the change. With self-improvement, we have got tapped our inner potential. And with respect, we have made the big team. We have done the team building. Now we are ready to bring upon the change. Now we have two options. either to destruct or to construct. But as I said earlier, new revolution of India focuses only on the construct. To construct, building new and better things for India. And there is a roadmap which we can discuss, in detail. The saturation means you take ideas from everyone. Then you do deliberation on them. You mull over the ideas. And then you select the best idea. And finally, the implementation, the adoption, to make sure that whatever change that we want to bring about, whatever new ideas that we want to implement is not harming anyone, is for the benefits of all. And that is how we can do the implementation. The fifth principle is contribution. Friends, when we improve, self-improvement is a continuous process. And when we improve, when we grow, we realize that human potentials are unlimited. We have so much of a dormant potential and we have so much of a capacity compared to the need that we have. Our potential and our capacity is so high versus the need, which is pathetically low. Friends, how many chapatis a day that we can eat? Maybe 5, 10, 15, 20, not more than 20, right? But imagine the power or the potential or the capacity that we have. We can create probably 1 lakh chapatis a day, but we can consume only 20 chapati a day. So this clearly shows that we are meant to contribute. And we can contribute, everyone can contribute. It's not about money, it's not about power. Even a small person can contribute in a smaller way. My colleague will also, will tell you more on this. And last, contribution, my dear friend, is for our own growth, is a key for our happiness. Because if you refer to the Abraham Maslow's theory, वो बोलते हैं कि name, fame और money, ये 3 चीज जो है ना, वो खाली temporary happiness दे सकती है. It cannot give the lasting happiness. The lasting happiness will come to us only when whatever potential that we possess, we express it out to the world for the betterment of everyone. And that's when we feel the lasting happiness. That we call it as a self-actualization. And that is where contribution, my dear friend, is extremely important. By helping others, we are not obliging them. By helping others, my guru always says that we help ourselves. We help ourselves to grow. And last but not the least, love. Friends, love is the essence of all the 6 principles. Love enlivens the all previous 6 principles. It fuels. Because love is like electricity. We may have designed a zero defect, high-tech machine, but even to start that machine, we require electricity. So without love, without the energy of love, which is a creative energy, which all of us are made up of, without that energy, nothing will be fueled or nothing will be accelerated. Also, love is the only attribute that can conquer hatred. Love is a simple way to conquer hatred. All the problem in this world is because of hatred. We have communal riots, but love can conquer everything. So love is the master principle of all 6 principles. Our mentor Aparesh Acharya has designed these 6 principles. If an individual can work on these 6 areas of his approach, he can learn to be effective. He can continuously focuses on the improving on himself, on working on himself, then respecting others for the team building. Because without team, we cannot bring about the change that we are talking about. And then we are ready with the power. We know how to construct by contributing all the enormous potentials and the power and the capacity that we have, and with the energy of love. Nothing under the sun will be impossible, and it won't be exaggerated to say we can really make our country proud and make it Sone ki Chidiya again. Let me end my talk by a poem by Jean Houston, which said, You are more than what you pretend to be. You are more than what most eyes can see. You are more than your history. You are more than what others say, others talk about you. You are more than your cells, blood, and bones. You are more than all that you may own. Look around you, my dear friends. The magic in the air is you. So, drop that loser's mask. You are equal to the task. And this is a very appropriate poem for us today. This can really make a change. It's time to wake up. Thank you, my dear friends. I wish you all the very best. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So I think let's give them a big round of applause for Uday, for they're really giving us a gist about all of them. अभी आप लोग ने इस पूरे 6 NRI प्रिंसिपल्स को समझ लिया है. सर ने इफेक्टिवनेस, सेल्फ इंप्रूवमेंट, रेस्पेक्ट, कंट्रीब्यूशन, कंस्ट्रक्टिवनेस और लव के बारे में बताया. अभी हम हमारे दूसरे स्पीकर के द्वारा हर एक के बारे में थोड़ा सा उनके जो पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस लेंगे. द फर्स्ट स्पीकर who's going to come about is again a great accomplished person. He is Mr. Rajan Gaukar. He's a director and the co-founder of Global Skills Job and Skill Application Company. He was earlier working as a director in Johnson Controls. He's a dynamic person who believes in action. So, dosto, with a lot of pleasure, I call upon Miltonian Rajan Gaukar, who will come and speak about effectiveness. So, effectiveness is important, especially for you to do well in your professional growth. Okay, so with this, I call upon Miltonian Rajan Gaukar.
Good evening, everyone. And I think that was, I would first of all like to thank Dr. Stanny for inviting here for this discussion today, along with Arun, who is leading this NRI movement, and a wonderful talk by Uday Karelia as a president of Mumbai MILT chapter. Uday spoke about the NRI principles, and I'm going to talk about effectiveness. Friends, what is effectiveness? Effectiveness, if you have to convert it into Hindi, it means parinam karakta. No, parinam. हम लोग जो भी कुछ चीज करें उससे कुछ ना कुछ परिणाम निकलना चाहिए जो पॉजिटिव हो. There are two things. One is efficiency. Efficiency is doing the things in the right way, and effectiveness is doing the right things. Most of the time, people focus on efficiency. They see that how the process is done, whether it is effective or not. They don't see whether it is effective or not. They see whether it is efficient or not. And that's what the mistake many people make, because the results that we get are not so conducive. अगर आपको अच्छे रिजल्ट्स चाहिए तो आपको बनना होगा effective. So those who want to become effective should type in the chat box, I want to be effective. And let's see how many of us want to be effective. And I'm sure each and every one of you would like to be effective, right? So friends, let me share a small story with you all about myself. I launched a startup last year after 25 years of experience in the corporate world. I thought that it would be a cakewalk. ये मेरे लिए बहुत आसान होगा, मगर ये ऐसा नहीं था. I found it challenging. I did not know what was going wrong. Me and my partner, we were closing a lot of tie-ups. We were taking on a lot of projects, but the results were not forthcoming. And we were perplexed why the results are not coming. At that point in time, one of the experts pointed out that, Rajan, you are not focusing. You are not being absolutely goal oriented. You are taking on too many things. Yes, that was my biggest problem. I was taking on too many things. I was still working as if I was handling 500 people when I was only working with 5 people. And then I started making changes in the way I was working. We actually took on only niche segments. We focused on a limited target audience. We worked with a few institutes. And then suddenly I found that there were green shoots coming. There were results which were started coming. This reorientation really helped us to move from a non-productive, efficient way. We were working very efficiently. Our processes were very good, because we came from a corporate background. We put in very good processes, but those efficient processes were not effective. The reason, we were not really focused on a niche segment. And when we started doing this thing, we focused अगर आपको पता होगा अर्जुना की स्टोरी, द्रोणाचार्य जी ने पूछा था अर्जुना को, वहां पे एक कंपटीशन था where they had to shoot the eye of a bird. He asked everyone, what do you see? The people, the students who were there, some said they see the tree, some said they see the bird, some said they see the leaves. Only Arjuna said that I can see the bird's eye. And then when Dronacharya told him to shoot, he shot the arrow right into the bird's eye. And that is what is called as focus. He had that complete focus on one thing. And friends, if we are having that kind of a focus, we have the right planning and we implement it correctly, you will succeed in life. That is doing the right things at the right time and in the right way. And students, if you do all this, you are the future of this country. You can become excellent scientists. You can make the country a developed nation. Those people who are good sports person, they can bring medals for the country. Those people who go into employment, they can become effective employees and increase the productivity of the nation. Thus, if all the students, if they excel in all walks of life, we can truly become a very great nation. And then we can call our country Mera Bharat Mahan. Thank you.
Rajan, thank you very much. I think आपने अपना जो effectiveness का जो मुद्दा है उसको बहुत बेहतरीन तरीके से आपने समझाया है. Thank you very much. Now, friends, I call upon the next speaker who is going to speak upon the next NRI principles which Uday sir has spoken about. That's called as self-improvement. इस self-improvement के बारे में बात करने के लिए you have a person who is again a founder of a company called as Europe Power Inverters. He has been a Miltonian for last almost about 8 years, and he is one of the person who's highly socially committed and also a person who's in the spiritual path. I have a great pleasure to welcome on the stage to share his concept about self-improvement, Mr. Ajit Jayant Chaudhary. Over to you, Miltonian Ajit.
Yes, Arunaagiri, thank you very much for your lovely, powerful introduction. And Stanny, thank you very much for arranging this wonderful NRI movement. I hope that this small movement will make a big flame and our country will be powerful in next 10-15 years. As I just watched that there are a lot of teachers in this forum. So I have wonderful thought for the teacher, which I always say in various forums. What we have given to our teacher is measurable, but what teacher has given to us is absolutely uncountable, infinite. So our life is just big result and effect of great teachings. Am I right? Yes. So I will start my talk. We human beings are the product of the pride of Supreme Creator. Am I right?
Yes.
Continuous self-improvement should be top priority in our life. Do all agree with me?
Yes.
Self-improvement is a sure short way to maximize ourselves and our country. Do all agree with me?
Yes.
I was shy, timid, and absolutely fearful person in my life. As an entrepreneur, I received a lot of invitation for my college, schools, and various industrial forums to share my success story. But my biggest challenge was to speak in English, and another challenge was fear of public speaking. one day I decided to come out of this deep weakness within me. I said to myself, I will do anything that is possible, everything that is possible to come out of this fear. And कहते हैं ना, किसी चीज को अगर दिल से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात उसे मिलाने के साजिश में जुट जाती है. और MILT came in my life. In 2012, I attended powerful 3-day pay program by our trainer, our guide, Aparesh Acharya. In this training program, I learned 3 powerful principles of self-improvement, which I practice on every single day. The first and very important principle is don't compete to the world, compete to yourself. Make your today better than yesterday, make your tomorrow better than today. Every single day, you will see your new version of your own self. Another is very important principle, expect best, do very best, and you'll always get the best, and tell world that my best is yet to come. Third and powerful principle is you can have anything in this world you want, but required very badly and intensively. Friends, these 3 principles transform my life completely. I work very hard on myself every single day. Today I give a lot of talks, inspirational talk in front of college students and various industrial forums. I help people to transform their life. Friends, if I can do in my life, just imagine each of us today take both that I will take one single step towards a self-improvement. Our country will be powerful and great country in next 10-15 years. दोस्तों, कभी कभी दुख होता है, कभी कभी ये देखते हुए कि अपना देश 133 करोड़ पॉपुलेशन का देश है. व्हाट इज आवर कंट्रीब्यूशन टू दिस टेक्नोलॉजिकल बहुत नगण्य है. लोग जो बड़े कंट्री है इंडिया के ऊपर जब भी देखते हैं, दो दे सी इंडिया एज अ कंट्री ऑफ कंज्यूमर ऑफ फूड, कंज्यूमर ऑफ डेटा, कंज्यूमर ऑफ कॉस्मेटिक. सो अभी ये शिफ्ट लाना जरूरी है, कंज्यूमर टू क्रिएटर. ये ओनली पॉसिबल है जब भी हम लोग सेल्फ इंप्रूवमेंट का ये जो पील है एवरी सिंगल डे करना चाहते हैं. अपने देश का 65% ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन इज यूथ, एंड अगर ये यूथ ने एक सिंगल डे छोटा सेल्फ इंप्रूवमेंट का स्टेप लिया तो आवर कंट्री विल बी पावरफुल इन दिस नेक्स्ट 10-15 years. दोस्तों, ग्रेट नेशंस आर बिल्ड बाय ग्रेट सिटीजन्स. Great citizens is a result and effect of great parenting, and great parenting is a result and effect of great teaching. So teachers, student और parent अगर एक बड़ा ट्रायंगल बनाएंगे तो हमारा देश एक सशक्त, एक पावरफुल देश बन जाएगा और हम लोग तभी बोल सकते हैं मेरा भारत महान. Thank you so much.
Let us all give him a warm clap.
Thank you, Ajit. Thank you very much. Awesome contribution. May I request all the participants to type that I am committed to self-improvement. मैं चाहता हूं कि आप लोग चैट बॉक्स में लिखे जो अजीत सर ने बताया कि मेरा कमिटमेंट है. आई एम कमिटेड टू सेल्फ इंप्रूवमेंट. कैन यू प्लीज टाइप ऑन द चैट बॉक्स? ऑसम. थैंक यू अजीत. थैंक यू वेरी मच उषा. थैंक यू. ऑसम. दोस्तों, इसके बाद we move on to the next important principle, which again is going to be shared by another great person. She is a commerce graduate from Calicut University. She also a diploma in fashion designing and an active sevika of Chinmaya Mission Airoli. I call upon Miltonian Sonia to come and share her thoughts about the next NRI principle called as respect. Over to you, Miltonian Sonia.
Okay, thank you, Arun. Thank you, Uday. Thank you, Stanny, for bringing this NRI principles. And good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Okay. So respect. Respect is the protection of basic human rights of every individual. Don't you all agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Knowledge will give you power, but character will earn you respect. Isn't that so?
Yes.
Yes.
Respect begets respect, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Respect is not just merely bowing down at the feet of God, elders, parents, or teachers. It is treating others as you wish to be treated. It is not just a 7-letter word. It has every bit of respect has profound meaning. Let's know. First letter R. Relationship skills strengthen. Tell me, in every relationship, respect is a bond that holds your relationship together. And E is for empowerment of women. Can you imagine a life without women? Forget it, we would not have been survived. We would not have been survived, but we would not have been exist only. So we need to empower women in our society and need to give due respect. S is for self-awareness and skills to cultivate our goals. Friends, this will help you to command respect. And next letter P. P is for personal development. As Uday said, you got to believe for it. And this is for respecting your own self. E is for empathy. Empathy for every individual, every religion, and every sect of the society. Then only we can build Sone ki Chidiya. Then C is for culture and core values of our country. We are fortunate to be born in this motherland from which we inherit our rich cultures and values. And friends, with this moral values, T stands for transformation in our attitudes, beliefs, and code of conduct, which will help in building our nation strong. But think, all of you think deeply. In our country, the basic cause of all social crimes is due to lack of respect. Especially the women are not respected, but instead exploited. Take the case of women in Haryana who was gang raped and was thrown out of the society. Imagine the trauma she would have gone through. But hats off to a man named Jitendra and the courage he had to marry that girl. And since last 5 years, this couple is fighting for the justice. I just salute this couple for their mutual bond and respect. Like every individual in my life too, due to lack of respect, I had many hurdles. But thanks to my spouse Sukesh too, for all the support and respect. And friends, today I'm here to empower people, especially the youth, our India's future, to strengthen with the fragrance of respect. If springs from our heart, we can make a huge impact on everyone. As earning respect is first by giving it, and to gain empowerment by empowering others. And this way, we can build our country Sone ki Chidiya on the strong pillars of respect. Thank you, friends.
Awesome. Well done.
Very powerful. Very powerful.
Thank you. And मैं चाहता हूँ कि हर एक मेंबर, हर एक लोग एक कमेंट दिए. What Sonia madam just said, कि I will respect every human being. Please type on the chat box, please. I will respect every human being. Thank you. Thank you very much. दोस्तों इसके बाद we'll move to the next, अगले पड़ाव में जाते हैं. We will now learn about the constructiveness, or to talk about constructiveness, again we have a very, very champion speaker who is got so many academic qualifications. He's a BCom, MBA, ACS, LLM, MA, and he has been a global speaker, one of the most respected trainers in India. I have immense pleasure to call upon Miltonian Shyam Lata, sir, to come and share his thoughts about constructiveness. Thank you. Over to you, Miltonian Shyam.
Hi, Stanny. Hi, Arun. Hello,
Hi.
everyone.
Yes.
Hi to all the teachers. Good evening to the parents and the students, of course. Friends, I'm here to speak about constructiveness, as Uday has already made a base about what is constructiveness. But nevertheless, let us understand a little more about it. So for that base to create, I would like to ask you a couple of questions. Friends, constructiveness, first of all, don't you think, is a positive thought followed by an action? You need to have a positive thought followed by an action to make an activity constructive. Don't you all agree?
Yes.
Constructiveness is an activity, my friends, which can only ensure and assure us that we become successful. Is it not?
Yes.
And by being constructive itself, my friends, can we make our country a stable, a powerful, and a much deserving economic power. Don't you all agree?
Yes.
Friends, but today, look at the scenario all around us. You open a TV channel, you open social media. What is all being bombarded to all of us? Is it really constructive in terms of news? You only get to hear Sushant murder case trial, followed by Riya Chakravarti's imprisonment, by Hathras rape case, and so on and so forth. With some more addition now that Republic TV is hounded by the police commissioner of Mumbai. Are these news really going to help our country grow? Isn't these kind of news instilling fear, insecurity, and negativity within each one of us? What are we programmed in our mind with all these kind of news? Are we really able to think positively that we can really take steps to make a powerful country? Friends, I, for myself, have taken small steps in life. You don't have to take large and big leaps in life to become constructive. For me, being a small steps in everyone's life is by making each and every person healthy. I am an avid marathon runner, and I have motivated, trained, cajoled, coaxed, and certainly empowered each one of us who is surrounding me to take running as an activity so that they become healthy. Isn't that a constructive activity? I'm sure, my friends, each one of us have the power, have the capability and the competency to construct a better society and thus creating a better India. And how do we do that? For teachers, it's very simple. Grooming each and every student in a holistic lifestyle, whether it's sports, whether it's studies, and making their career fulfilled and satisfied. For students, it's not just study, study, and study. They have to balance their life. And how do they do that? They should also indulge in sporting activity so that they encourage others around them to indulge in that and therefore build a healthy, strong nation, which is so very important to construct a powerful India. And my friends, parents, of course, play a holistic role in grooming their sons, daughters, and contributing in their life. Each one of us, my friends, if they take this positive step of constructing a better and powerful country, I'm sure that day is not far when we will have a constructive, transformative, and a progressive India. Thank you.
थैंक यू श्याम, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर दैट एज यूजुअल अ पावरफुल प्रेजेंटेशन. दोस्तों, मैं चाहूंगा कि आप हर एक लोग लिखे चैट बॉक्स में, माय एवरी एक्शन विल बी कंस्ट्रक्टिव. माय एवरी एक्शन विल बी कंस्ट्रक्टिव. That's what we learned from Mr. Shyam Lata. Thank you. My every action is going to be constructive. Friends, next speaker is going to come from Singapore. Okay? You have a speaker from Singapore. She's a chemistry graduate. She was earlier working in Chennai with various companies like Spencer Plaza. She was one of the trainers of MILT course. And she has done import-export business even from Singapore. So friends, can we all welcome with a huge round of applause this special speaker from Singapore? Can we all welcome her, Vijay Lakshmi Barni? Okay, give her a big hand. And over to you, Miltonian Vijay Lakshmi. She will speak on contribution, the principle of contribution.
Thank you, Arunaagiri, and thank you, Stanny, for organizing this meeting. Very good evening to all the students, teachers, and parents, and all our dear friends. So, do you all want to live a happy life?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you all want to live surrounded by lovely friends?
Yes.
Yes.
Don't you think it is our responsibility to create friendship and happiness in this world?
Yes.
Bible says what we sow is what we reap. Yes, only by helping and contributing in others' lives we can really become happy. A small and gentle, kind gesture repeatedly done becomes a culture in a society that will create a ripple effect which would benefit the humanity. So, how do we really contribute? There are many ways to contribute. Money is not the only way for contribution. Just share your knowledge or a skill to someone that would help them to earn a living, or refer someone to a suitable job if you come across an opportunity. Or for students, if you are very good at a subject, in some subject, and if you see someone not doing so well in that subject, you can help them to get good marks. Or just be a companion, a support to someone who is lonely. Accept them the way they are. Just listen to them, spend some time with them, and just see how they transform right in front of your eyes. I met this lady, Nitya, about 8 years ago in Singapore in a temple. A very beautiful young lady from Madurai who has been married off as soon as she had completed her 12th standard, that too in Tamil medium. She was lonely and sad. What was the reason? Her daughter, who was a special needs child. Nobody around her really took interest even to talk to them because there was no use out of them. Nobody wanted even to waste their time talking to them. So she was alone and sad. Seeing this, I decided to become her friend. I spoke to her every day on the phone and met her twice a week and encouraged her to move on in life. All I did was just spend time with her. She would repeatedly talk the same thing, but I was just giving her a patient hearing. And now, after 8 years, she's blessed with a healthy second child, and she's pursuing her higher studies in Tamil, because in Singapore, Tamil is one of the official languages and it is taught in schools. Her ambition is to become a Tamil teacher in Singapore. And more importantly, she lives with her own set of friends. She's surrounded by friends today. Her transformation transformed me and motivated me to contribute in the lives of others. Yes, friends, as we continue our good deeds, people around us will trust us, will respect us, will get inspired seeing us, and they will definitely help a lending hand to synergize our efforts. So never miss an opportunity to contribute in the lives of people. Become positive and passionate to help others and see the difference you bring to yourself and the world around you. Thank you.
Awesome, Vijay. Awesome. Thank you very much. It was an awesome thing. I want everybody to type on the chat box, I will contribute more than what I consume. Please type on that. This is exactly the message which Vijay has given to all of us. I'll contribute more than what I consume. Thank you very much, Vijay. But after this, I bring about the last person, one of the best, who will be speaking on the most important principle which Uday sir has spoken about the principle called as love. The person who would be sharing this particular principle is again a founder director of Zephyr Toy Makers Private Limited, makers of the best indigenous toys in India. She's a psychoanalyst and a counselor. She's a leadership trainer and a mother of 3 and a grandmother of 3. So friends, put your hands together. And welcome Miltonian Samina Gabajiwala, who will come and speak about the NRI principle called as love. Over to you, Miltonian Samina.
So first of all, thanks Arun that we are back with our NRI movement, which is such a wonderful movement with such wonderful principles. Thanks to Stanny for bringing the children and the parents and the teachers. These are the founding stones for a better country, for a better India. And it is my pride and privilege to be talking about this principle of love. Now, all of you have heard about the 5 principles that my colleagues have been speaking to you, right?
Right.
Now, if you have to implement these 5 principles, you have to have a very powerful energy, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
And love is that very powerful, constructive, creative energy, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
My friends, because this is the energy by which God created the entire universe. He made all these beautiful things in the world, and He made us to enjoy them. God has given human beings the power to enjoy all His manifestations. We have the choice. We have the decision-making power. Therefore, we have the power and the potential to maximize whatever God has given us. I remember almost 22 years ago, when my father passed away. Just after that, we 3 sisters, we were talking amongst ourselves, and we realized that each one of us felt that I am the one who was loved most by my dad. It was a kind of a very creepy, shocking revelation. How could it be that all of us felt the same way? And since that time, I have always felt that this energy, this love that we have, people around us have to experience it. And I assure you, today when you meet my children, their spouses, my grandchildren, my children's friends, my Shimultala children, children even my friends around me, they can feel that love which I have for each and every person. I'm told to be love personified. Now, has it been a very easy journey? Well, I won't say it was very difficult also. Because all I had to do was stop hatred from my life. Remove the hatred from my life. And how did I do that? It was simply by understanding that every human being, every person, even if I did not like them, if they filled me with disgust, I had to bring out that courage to realize the presence of God in them. Because when God created all of us, He created each one equal with that energy. And therefore, all we have to do is search for the God in the human being. And even when you don't like that person very much, if you find one trait in him which you can relate with, then there goes your hatred. And only when you can saturate yourself with love can you be that expressive and empower this world with your love energy. Today, all around us, there's a lot of talk of hatred. There's a lot of distinction between caste and creed, religion, sexes, colors. But does all this matter? In our lives, it doesn't matter at all. All that matters is how much you can love yourself, how much you can love every other person who is around you. And when you can spread this energy around, it is not a difficult task to follow the 5 principles of the NRI movement. You will actually be able to actualize yourself because you have that potential. And then when each one of us, every student, every parent, every teacher fills themselves with love, our society will be filled with love. And what can this country lose when we become this loving country? So that is our ultimate goal. Enjoy and love every human being the way God wanted us to. Thank you, my friends.
Thank you. Awesome, 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 Samina. Awesome. I think the message is I am love energy. So can everybody please type on the chat box that I am love energy? I can see a lovely amount of engagement on the chat box. तो मैं चाहता हूं कि हर एक व्यक्ति जो है, please type what Miltonian Samina madam has given us message. I am love energy. Okay, thank you. I am love energy. That's what she was talking about. Okay, so friends, thank you very much for your engagement. We got last 20 minutes. We started at 6 o'clock. We'll end at 8 o'clock. Now we got the last phase of our NRI, the New Revolution of India the program. तो मैं अगले 3-4 minute में I'm going to introduce to you 3 of the people who are like global leaders in their field. और मैं इनको आमंत्रित करूंगा कि they come and share in a short, maybe 1.5 minutes में their experience of using these NRI principles. So first person I'm going to call about is a person who is a chief human relation officer of a big company called as L&T Technology Service. He's a postgraduate specialist in HR, active member of the MILT fraternity for so many years and contributing a lot. So I would call this global leader to come and share कि किस तरीके से ये NRI principles उनके जिंदगी में बदल लाया था, how he has achieved this great success through this. Over to you, Miltonian Lakshmanan.
Yes, good evening, everyone. And first of all, my compliments to the organizers for organizing such a fantastic event with a galaxy of speakers who have been inspiring each one of us. If I was a school student listening to all of them, I would feel so very privileged because I did not get to listen to such fantastic messages when I was a school child, right? And if I'm a parent, it's bonus. At least now we all get to hear from this fabulous speaker about these fantastic NRI principles, right? We have all heard about leaders leading from the front, about leaders leading from the top and above, where leaders speak to us from a position of strength and authority, advising the followers what to do and how to do, etc. But this NRI movement is about each one of us. It's about we, the people. And therefore, this movement is about leading from the middle, as I say, right? Leading from amongst us. Proximity amongst us brings strength to this movement and the cause. This movement believes that proximity builds trust and strengthens the movement. The coronavirus is a big blessing for this movement, as we have been able to reach out to several thousand Indians over the last few weeks, not only in India, but even around the world. Each one of us are leaders of this change, and that is the change we intend to bring this nation. And my compliments to all of you for being here this evening. The NRI movement is about integrity, right? If you see, each one of the speakers who have spoken today have demonstrated complete integrity. They have been narrating stories from their own personal lives. This is very, very authentic and powerful. One of the essential prerequisites to being part of the NRI movement is to demonstrate integrity, right? Which is integrity to our country. If you want to be part of this movement, then please start demonstrating your love to this country in every way that you can, right? It could be, if you're a school student, attending school regularly and applying yourself at work, right? It could be about aspiring to learn. If you're a taxpayer, pay your taxes regularly and being part of civic issues, right? Small issues, pani nahi aa raha hai, bus nahi aa raha hai, gadda hai. So bring out those civic issues in your society and locality. This is the simplest way by which each one of you can become part of this very powerful NRI meeting, right? I wish each one of you great success in your lives as you start thinking about how you want to contribute to this great nation and making India great again. Thank you.
Thank you, Lakshman. Awesome. Awesome. I think, again, a very powerful message from a global leader. So I want everybody to type on the chat box, I am proud to be an Indian. Please type on the chat box, I am proud to be an Indian. Thank you. Friend, the next person who's going to come was born in Chennai, but today is a global leader from Singapore. He's a vice president of consumer industries, Asia, Pacific, and Japan. He's an experienced in consumer industries professional with over 15 years of experience. He also teaches. He's also a teacher teaching in Singapore. I've got great pleasure in calling on stage to share with each one of you is take on NRI principle, how it can help you to become prosperous and become a global leader yourself. So I hereby call upon Miltonian Bharani Krishnan from Singapore to share his thoughts. Over to you, Miltonian Bharani.
Thank you, Arunaagiri. Thanks, Stanley, for giving me an opportunity to be part of this great evening. And I always like to meet new and young children or young talent, because that helps me to be more sharp in my communication. And that is one reason why I have chosen to be an adjunct lecturer in Singapore Management University, wherein I teach some of my business concepts, and it helps me to become better. Why do I do this? I am age 57. Why do I do this? Because I believe I need to be investing in myself even at this age on self-improvement, right? And also I need to contribute what I have to the kids to provide them with a better life or a better understanding of how they can tackle business once they come out of the college. So self-improvement, contribution, respect, being constructive, and overall effectiveness with a lot of love, right? Once you start living by these principles, because I was part of MILT for a long time, but NRI, when it started, I was part of the program. I had believed in these principles and I lived by these principles, right? One is trying to train yourself. You have to live by these principles. In order to live, you need to pivot and change from what you're currently doing, right? Think about it and spend a little time every day to see how close you are to these principles. And once you start practicing them and it becomes part of your DNA, assure yourself that you will be successful in life, but also you will make the environment and the people around you successful. And that is where we can make India proud. Thank you very much. All the very best.
Thank you, Bharani. Awesome. I think you again nailed it with that concept. I will. So I want all of you to just type on the chat box what Bharani sir said. I will improve every day. I will improve every day. That's what Bharani sir has given you the message. I will improve every day in every way. Okay, awesome. Friends, the last global speaker who will have is again a great personality. He's an author. He's one of the leading consultant in international taxation. He's also got a doctorate in a subject. He's also a spiritual master. He's also a trainer and a motivational speaker. So with a lot of pleasure, I call upon on the stage for his 1.5 minutes of powerful message on this NRI principle is Dr. Mayur Naik. Over to you, Miltonian Mayur Naik.
Thank you, Arun. And it's a great evening to all of you. Are really life-changing and transforming. I fully agree with what Bharani said, that small improvement every day. One has to see that, we improve. Our today is better than yesterday. Out of these 6 NRI principles, let me share with you one of the very important principles, and that is about the contribution. How we can contribute in the lives of others. I have seen many people saying that, what difference will it make, by helping 1 or 2 people here and there. Let me share a story with you. That here, there was a professor who was walking on a beach and the low tide was on. Therefore, shoals of fishes were lying, starfishes, were lying dead because of the, away from water. This gentleman was picking up one fish and throwing back in the water. Again, he would pick up one more fish and throw in the water. One person was showing doing this act tirelessly for quite some time. And finally approached him and asked, "Hey, gentleman, what difference will it make by your throwing 1 or 2 fishes inside when countless fishes are dying on the beach?" He did not reply. He picked up one more fish and threw it in the water and turned to the questioner and said, "Look, my throwing of 1 or 2 fishes may not make any difference to those millions dying here, but it will certainly make a world of difference for that fish which I just threw inside." That's the power of contribution. Our contribution may be insignificant when looked at the macro level, but it has its own significance at the micro level. If each one of us make a resolve that we shall adopt the cleanliness, just one of these, drive which, our Prime Minister has suggested, that I shall ensure that my surrounding, my nation, my society will remain clean. And that, with that, we can make the entire nation clean. I would like you to live with this message that contribute. You may start with a small contribution. Start small, but start today. Now, here and now is my message to all of you. Thank you very much for this opportunity, Arun.
Thank you very much, Mayur. Thank you very much. I think what Mayur sir has given is, I want everybody to type on the chat box, I'm commit and contribute to Swachh Bharat. Please type on the chat box, I commit and I'll contribute to Swachh Bharat. That's what is Mayur sir's message to all of us. Thank you very much. Friends, now the last talk, but the last but not the least, I'm going to call upon one of the most legendary Miltonian who has contributed so much for this MILT movement and who is today one of the leading doctors. He's associated as a consulting doctor with ICICI Bank, and he's also a spiritual master, and he's always there in the forefront in propagating all the ideals of the MILT movement. So I call upon this last Miltonian who will come and give an overall summarization and also give a vote of thanks to all the people who have contributed to make this program such a grand success. So we are on schedule and we hope we will be able to complete it by about 8 o'clock. So over to you. With this, I call upon Miltonian Ashok Khawte sir to come over and give the overall summary and the vote of thanks for today's program. Over to you, Miltonian Ashok.
Thank you, Arun. But you have put me on a fix because you had asked me, given me 12 minutes. Now there are only 5 minutes, so please don't mind.
No problem. You can do 12 minutes. No problem. I think they'll wait for it.
Right. So thanks for that wonderful introduction. At the outset, I must thank Dr. Stanny Pinto, the founder of SKC, for giving us this wonderful platform with so many wonderful seekers who want to know more about NRI, and of course, to Dr. Arunaagiri Mudaaliar for having the faith and conviction and believing that what I had to say might be useful to all of you.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, yesterday we celebrated the 145th birth anniversary of the Iron Man of India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. And we celebrated as the National Unity Day. So it would be right if I start with Allama Iqbal's poem, Sare Jahan Se Acha, just a few lines.
Yes.
यूनान मिश्र रोमा सब मिट गए जहां से, बाकी मगर है अब तक नामो निशा हमारा, कुछ बात है कि हस्ती मिटती नहीं हमारी, सदियों रहा है दुश्मन दौरे जवां हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा। दोस्तों, ये हिंदुस्तान को ऐसे ही अच्छा रखने के लिए हमारा भी कुछ फर्ज बनता है। खाली गवर्नमेंट कुछ नहीं कर सकती। जैसे स्टैनी सर ने आपको बताया है कि आज बहुत सी चीजों में हिंदुस्तान नीचे है, लेकिन हमारा जज्बा, हमारा जुनून अभी भी कायम है। और ये अगर जज्बा, ये जुनून हर एक हिंदुस्तानी के हृदय में अगर रहा तो फिर कुछ भी असंभव नहीं है। क्योंकि हम जानते हैं, मैथिली शरण गुप्त ने हमको बताया है कि जो भरा नहीं है भाव से, बहती जिसमें रसधार नहीं, वो हृदय नहीं पत्थर है जिसमें स्वदेश का प्यार नहीं है। और मुझे खातिर है कि हम सभी के हृदय में वो स्वदेश का प्यार है। अभी मैं आपको बताऊं कि ये 1998 में हमारे मेंटर अपरेश आचार्य जी ने हैंडबुक ऑफ एनआरआई रिलीज किया, और तभी उन्होंने बताया कि ये जो 6 प्रिंसिपल्स आपने सुने अभी हमारे स्पीकर से, उसमें से 5 प्रिंसिपल्स ऑलरेडी थे। प्रोफेसर एडवर्ड डी बोनो ऑफ 6 थिंकिंग हेड्स उन्होंने निकाले थे, एंड ही स्टार्टेड द ब्राजील एक्सपेरिमेंट्स। ही कॉल्ड देम द 5 सक्सेस प्रिंसिपल्स, एंड मूवमेंट को उन्होंने नाम दिया द पॉजिटिव रिवॉल्यूशन। लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेटली ब्राजील एक्सपेरिमेंट सक्सेस नहीं हो पाया, क्योंकि उसके अंदर एक बहुत महत्व का प्रिंसिपल रह गया था जो आचार्य जी ने डाला, जिसको समीना ने इतना ब्यूटीफुली एक्सप्लेन किया, एंड दैट इज लव। And that love has to be unconditional love. That love has to be all-inclusive love. Love that knows only how to give. Because you may give without love, but you can never love without giving. This love is, when people love us, we are filled full. But when we genuinely love others unconditionally, unselfishly, then our life is fulfilled. दोस्तों, इसके अंदर ये जो लव है, it is like a magnetic power. एक आयन का बार है, उसके अंदर हजारों छोटे छोटे मैग्नेट्स रहते हैं, लेकिन वो हैफेजर्डली रखे होते हैं. इसकी वजह से उसकी मैग्नेटिक पावर हम महसूस नहीं कर पाते. लेकिन अगर हम उन्हें सीरियली नॉर्थ साउथ डायरेक्शन में प्लेस करेंगे तो फिर इट विल हैव अ ट्रिमेंडस मैग्नेटिक पावर. तो ये जो पहले 5 प्रिंसिपल्स हैं, दे गिव अस अ फॉरवर्ड थ्रस्ट, बट द this magnetic power of love, it gives us a directional control. And Professor William James ने बताया है कि forward thrust plus directional control is equal to continuous growth, and that is what we wish to achieve by our NRI, because we have the powerful magnetizing power of love. And that is why I say MILT today is not just McGrath Institute of Leadership Training. MILT today is not just maximization, identifying with our source or love or tuning with the totality. MILT today, MILT is MILT India, and that is magnetizing Indians with love to transform India. जैसे ऑलरेडी स्पीकर्स ने बताया है कि हर एक इंडियन को ट्रांसफॉर्म होना चाहिए, एंड देयर लाइज द इम्पोर्टेंस. तो आज लोगों, आप सभी ने लिखा है इसके अंदर बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से कि आई एम फाइंडिंग चेंज, आई एम फाइंडिंग ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन. अगर सचमुच ये फील होता है तो यू मस्ट टेक दिस मैसेज टू योर अदर फ्रेंड्स हु आर नॉट एज फॉर्चुनेट एज यू आर टू अटेंड दिस वंडरफुल वेबिनार. एंड वंस there will be people who will tell you that अरे इतने छोटा सा ग्रुप क्या कर सकता है, but never doubt what a small group of thoughtful committed people can do. Indeed, जो कुछ चेंजेस आप वर्ल्ड में देखते हो, ये स्मॉल ग्रुप ऑफ थॉटफुल कमिटेड पीपल ने ही किया हुआ है. एंड दैट्स व्हाई स्वामी विवेकानंद सेड दैट गिव मी अ स्मॉल ग्रुप ऑफ thoughtful committed people who are absolutely unselfish and they are full of purity. Then I can change not only the India, I can change the whole world. Dosto, I will be unfair to all the speakers as well as to the organizers if I don't thank once again Dr. Stanny Pinto and the SKC and all of you SKCNs, students as well as the parents, Dr. Arunaagiri Mudaaliar, who took the initiative, Uday Karelia, Miltonian Uday Karelia, the president of Mumbai chapter, who spoke so very well, one of the best presentations of NRI that I have seen so far. Wonderful. And then, of course, all the individual speakers who spoke on each principle, like, for example, Rajan Gaukar, Miltonian Rajan Gaukar spoke so very effectively on effectiveness. Ajit Chaudhary, who is an epitome of self-improvement, he naturally spoke so well on self-improvement. Sonia Sheth, who knows how to command respect because she gives respect to everyone. Naturally, her talk was superlative. And then our speaker from Singapore, Vijaya Lakshmi Barni, spoke. She contributes all the way from Singapore for our cause, the cause of MILT. Naturally, she spoke so well on contribution. And then Shyam Lata, as he mentioned himself, he has changed the lives of so many people. He has constructed their lives. So he spoke well on constructiveness. And then Samina, I cannot help but say, oh Samina, mother of three, grandmother of three, you floored us with your wonderful talk on love. Our hearts melt with love talk. Subsequently, in 1 minute or 1.5 minute flat, these three wonderful speakers, Lakshmanan, Barni and Mayur, all Miltonians, Dr. Mayur, all of them, they spoke so very well and gave you this, in a nutshell, what NRI is all about. Friends, I shall be unfair if I don't say these last few words, because our ancient rishis, all of you are Bharatiyas, all of us are Bharatiyas, and Bha is Bhanu, Bhanu is Surya, Bha is also knowledge. So our ancient rishis, they learnt a great deal from ritus, and that ritus is seasons. from nature, and that's why they were known as rishis. And that's why I love to end my talk with these few lines, that what I have learned from the nature. पेड़ों से सीखा है हमने झुकना, पहाड़ों से सीखा है हमने अडिग रहना, बादलों से सीखा हमने झूम के बरसना, नदियों से सीखा है हमने खिलखिला के बहना, सागर से सीखी है हमने गहराई, आओ मिलकर बनाए दुनिया ऐसी कि हमसे बड़ी हो हमारी परछाई. And that we can do with all the young blood that is being injected into India. Is one of the youngest nations. So all our hopes will lie with you, you young students. Do great for this great nation, and for that you will have to bring about the greatness that is hiding within you. All the best. You are in the right environment of SKC, and I am sure that you will blossom into wonderful citizens of this great country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely awesome. I think as I had promised you, Dr. Ashok Kavte sir is among the best in the speaking industry. और उन्होंने जो जोश भरा है, I think it is something unparalleled. So I want all of you to just type on this chat box what I could get the essence of what Dr. Ashok said. We are committed to making our country again the golden land. Okay. So please type on the chat box. We are committed to make our country the golden land. Please type on the chat box, because that's exactly the essence of what Dr. Ashok Kavte sir has just given us. And I promise you, अगर हम इस principles को आत्मसात करेंगे और उसके ऊपर हम लोग एक commitment, determination, persistence लाएंगे, so I am sure within the coming 5, 10, 15 years, we will become again the Sone ki Chidi of the world. And as Dr. Ashok Kavte so beautifully thanked everybody, I want to thank him for always being so gracious and always being a part of every activity that MILT does and making it such an effective thing. So with this, my friends, I want to thank all of you, and I want to thank especially your CMD, Stanny, Pinto, and Loretta madam for organizing this powerful program. I think in the end we should say, because tomorrow is Loretta madam's birthday, so I think today we can all celebrate her and give her a hug of happy birthday from here. So Loretta, on behalf of all of us, okay, I think we are going to wish you a very, very happy birthday and a long and a prosperous life. Thank you very much for being who you are, and a great support to Stanny sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the beautiful words. Thank you so much.
You deserve it. And I think it's both of you together who has created this great institution. And I'm sure, and what really touched me yesterday was you call each of your students Bhartiya. Okay, where it is not based upon, as Dr. Ashok Kavte sir said, not on caste, creed, color, or religion. It's just that we are all one. And that is one spirit which will hasten our journey towards becoming the golden land of this entire universe. So friends, with this, I thank each one of you, and I wish you all to stay safe, stay fit, and let's all commit ourselves and make our motherland the Sone ki Chidi of the world, the golden land. Thank you and God bless. Thank you and God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Arunaagiri, for getting these wonderful firebrand band of speakers. All our students are empowered. We have just begun. The journey has just begun. On behalf of all of us, we assure you and the Miltonians that we shall continue on the journey and take it forward from here. Right? Take it forward from where you have left.
Absolutely.
Let us all, in our SKC style, stand up for the end this event with the Vande Mataram. All of us,
yes.
Right? All of us stand up for the Vande Mataram. After that, we will give our school anthem so that students can unwind before they leave. Right? So we have Vande Mataram followed by the school anthem, and you can leave as the school anthem goes on. The school anthem is, some of our students will spotlight, all others can follow the mirror style and follow them. So keep standing for the school anthem also. Here we go for the Vande Mataram all together. 3, 2, 1. Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sajjana, Sajjana, Keep standing for the school anthem, and others who want to leave can leave. So it's a 3-minute anthem. Here we go. All of us. We are requested to mirror image the people whom we are spotlighting it. Here we go.
अगर कोई कर सकता है तो मैं क्यों नहीं, क्या है उनमें ऐसा जो मुझ में नहीं। अगर कोई कर सकता है तो मैं क्यों नहीं, क्या है उनमें ऐसा जो मुझ में नहीं। झांक ले अपने भीतर खुद से आ पूछ ले, कैसी चाहिए जिंदगी खुली आंखों से देख ले। मुट्ठियों को भींच गए, सांसों को खींच गए, मुट्ठियों को भींच गए, सांसों को खींच गए। सबसे टकराने को, शिखर पर जाने को मैं तैयार हूँ, मैं तैयार हूँ, मैं तैयार हूँ, मैं तैयार हूँ। कैसी भी मेरे हौसलों से कम है, अंधेरों को चीर देंगे इतना दम है। मुश्किलें हो कैसी भी मेरे हौसलों से कम है, अंधेरों को चीर देंगे इतना दम है। आओ हाथ बढ़ाए, कुछ करके दिखाना है, सारे बहानों को आज से आग लगाना है। मुट्ठियों को भींच गए, सांसों को खींच गए, मुट्ठियों को भींच गए, सांसों को खींच गए। सबसे टकराने को, शिखर पर जाने को मैं तैयार हूँ, मैं तैयार हूँ, मैं तैयार हूँ, मैं तैयार हूँ। हाँ, खुद से है ये वादा, कुछ करके जाऊंगा, सबके सीनों को गर्व से भर कर जाऊंगा। खुद से है ये वादा, कुछ करके जाऊंगा, सबके सीनों को गर्व से भर कर जाऊंगा। हर चढ़ते सूरज को सलाम करती दुनिया सारी, मेरा ये जीवन हाँ मेरी जिम्मेदारी। मुट्ठियों को भींच गए, सांसों को खींच गए, मुट्ठियों को भींच गए, सांसों को खींच गए। सबसे टकराने को, शिखर पर जाने को मैं तैयार हूँ, मैं तैयार हूँ, मैं तैयार हूँ, मैं तैयार हूँ, मैं तैयार
Thank you all.
Thank
you all. That was very energetic. We were filled with enthusiasm by these Miltonians, and it was a wonderful Sunday evening. Thank you, all of you, the wonderful band of firebrand Miltonians.
Thank you.
Charlton is joining you next Sunday as a Miltonian.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Awesome. Thank you.
SKC Pranam to all of you.
Thank you.
SKC Pranam.
SKC.